Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I've got just a really quick video for you today to answer the question, what was Solomon's portico? This is a location that we read about a couple times in the New Testament, and so we're going to talk about what it was and why it was important. The handout that you can get for free on our website is going to be really helpful here to help us envision some of this, because we have to know something about the layout of the old temple during Jesus' time in order to understand exactly where this place was and what it was. So if you take a look at the temple complex over here on the right, you'll see that it's bordered by these thick, what appear to be walls from a bird's eye view, but they actually weren't walls, they were colonnades. You can see an example of a colonnade over to on the picture on the left side. A colonnade was just a row of columns that supported a roof, and people could walk underneath, and it also provided a little bit of protection from the sun and from the weather. And the colonnade on the eastern side of the temple complex was known as Solomon's Colonnade, or Solomon's Portico, or I think the King James Version calls it Solomon's Porch. And it likely bore Solomon's name because it was built right up against the city wall that Solomon had originally built. To the west of Solomon's Colonnade was the court of the Gentiles, and also the temple proper. To the east side of the colonnade, there's the city wall and then the Kidron Valley. And the reason that I wanted to highlight this particular part of the temple is because it's mentioned several times in the New Testament. So one time is in John chapter 10, verse 23. During the Feast of Dedication, during the winter time, Jesus was walking underneath this colonnade when he was approached by the Jews. And more relevant to our Acts study, which we're going through right now, by the way, if you want to join us for our verse-by-verse study, in Acts chapter 3, Peter and John are going to the temple, and there they meet a lame man who they heal, and a large crowd gathers in Solomon's portico, and Peter and John teach them. And we're also told in Acts chapter 5, verse 12, that this became a gathering place for many of the early believers. And so that's a quick rundown of Solomon's Colonnade. If you want this handout, it's free on our website at tobelikechrist.com. I like to make these videos because I feel like if we can place ourselves into these Bible stories to know where they took place, we can understand them on a deeper level, and the stories become richer and more meaningful to us.